Okay, I see it's a little past 6:30. As Mayor of the Borough of New Freedom, I will call this meeting to order. If you would all stand and pledge the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Could we take a moment to remember our service members and our first responders? Thank you. You may be seated. Dennis Sarpin will be participating today, but he is going to be doing it via phone. So
I'm here.
We consider him to be present. Okay. First thing we like to do is administer the oath of office to our elected officials. Andy, you would be first. If you will repeat after me. I, Andrew Bobby,
do
solemnly swear that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the Commonwealth,
the Constitution of the Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge the duties of my office
and that I will discharge the duties of my office
of council member with fidelity. Congratulations. Ryan Ross. And Aaron, did you want to be with? That way we get your pretty faces instead
Something do we have to have? Okay.
She just wants to be here with you, that's fine. Just repeat after me. I, Ryan Ross,
Do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the Commonwealth,
the Constitution of the Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge the duties of the office of council member
that I will discharge the duties of council member
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Get their signature here. Get your autograph right there. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Dennis Cummings. Did you want to come up, Brenda? Glenda. I can never remember. Brenda. Danny, please repeat after me. I, Dennis Cummings,
I, Dennis Cummings,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the Commonwealth,
the Constitution of the Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge the duties
that I will discharge the duties
of the office of council member
of the office of council member
with fidelity.
with fidelity. Thank you.
Congratulations to all our returning council members and Dennis, our new council member. Oops. I used to sit there. Yeah, isn't that the truth? Okay. Following the administration of the oath of office, we're charged with the election of officers, which would be president, vice president, and president pro tem. I open the meeting for nominations.
I nominate Andy Bobby for council president and Ryan Ross for vice president.
No, one at a time.
Just one at a time?
Just one at a time. Are there any other nominations? All right,
I'll second that.
we don't need a second
Not yet.
for this. Nominations for vice president. Position is now open for nominations.
Nominate Ryan Ross for vice president.
Are there any other nominations? Nominations for president pro tem.
Nominate Dennis Sarpin for president pro tem.
Are there any other nominations? Is there a motion to accept the nominations for president, vice president, and president pro tem?
So
So
moved.
moved.
Second?
I'll second it.
Burnell seconded.
Oh,
Dennis? Those are your president, vice president, and president pro tem for the following 2 years. Mr. President, I will turn.
I can just stay here. It's not like it's a big deal.
That's up to you. We're not doing this. Make sure.
Okay. Thank you all, first of all. I will open the meeting for a public comment.
I'm gonna go back 1 second. Just-
I'm sorry?
I don't think we had a motion and a second, but I think we need to make sure that everyone's voting for that.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
I apologize. All in favor of the nominations, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Now, no.
Now, Mr. President.
Open the meeting for public comment. No public comment. New business, opening of the 2024 budget, if desired. I would entertain a motion if anyone wants.
Can we move that to Monday?
No.
We can't.
Is there a reason, or you had?
I mean, I thought this was a reorganization meeting.
Well, it is, but you're only allowed to reopen the budget on the day that you reorganize, so.
Okay.
Okay, failing the motion, the budget is closed. Consider approval of the 24-25 appointments and committees. I think everybody has copies of those.
So the first sheet with your appointments on it, those are the way they are currently stand or stood at the end of 2023. So those can be amended, as well as your committee appointments. You can see the kind of middle column there shows the chair and the members of those committees from 22 and 23. And then we have those positions for chair and members of those corresponding committees open and up for appointment.
Davy Jones is coming back as solicitor. Yes.
Yeah, well, it's up to council's appointment.
Right. Subject to appointment, right. Dave and Erica continue on the police commission. Okay. I kind of wanted to make just echoing, or else I'm echoing. Kind of wanted to make a comment. Obviously, this last year, we had a $70,000 increase in the police budget. Part of that was due to Glen Rock. But just, I want to keep in mind that probably this year, I would like it if we could have the police commission consider two things. One would be a revisit of the rates the school district is paying, and the second would be to find or possibly court Shrewsbury Township to get a referendum on their ballot to open up the SRPD coverage for places like Shrewsbury or Strawberry Fields, Russet Farms, and those areas to try to get additional revenue in for the police.
It was going to be my recommendation, once all of the contracts are signed, everything is completed, to get an exploring committee together to reach out around us to
We always agree on the police, you and I.
bring on new members. Yes.
That would be
So
great.
it was on my agenda.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic, thank you. Does anyone have any problems, additions, or does anyone not wish to fill a position that they've been appointed to carry over?
This is the first page.
This is the first page, right?
I have a question. Ryan is listed as liaison for Borough Planning Commission. Does he need to be named liaison if he is on the commission?
I think it's a separate position. I don't think it hurts to have somebody appointed as the liaison, so
Okay, that's fine.
I think that's fine. He can certainly hold both. Okay. Any discussion on we need to take that as a separate,
Yeah, we can split them up.
okay.
We'd like to do the appointments as one,
Right.
and then that we can discuss, or council can discuss the chair and the members of the committees.
Okay. I would entertain a motion then to approve the 24-25 appointments for New Freedom Borough.
So moved.
Second.
I got a question on that.
Sure.
Is there any chance of getting our new member on one of these committees?
Well, these are appointed positions.
I was going to recommend that being, Denny has so much knowledge in the firehouse that he be appointed somewhere.
I have already asked him if he would be on the EMS fire, and he said he would get back to me. So, I mean, we certainly can add him. Yeah, he has,
Whatever Denny would like to be, but I would just,
Put that out there.
yeah, well, I've already asked him, but he hasn't responded as yet.
For clarification, we're just doing appointments right now, we're not doing
Right.
committees, right?
Correct. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? My vote is aye. Okay, committee appointments. You want me to just read them off? All right, personnel would be Ryan Ross as chair, Bobby and Schaefer as members. Public safety is Butcher, Bobby and Wildison. Infrastructure is water, sewer, and stormwater and roads would be Sarpin, Wildison, and Bobby. EMS and fire would be Bobby, Butcher, and Denny. Are you saying you're okay with that
Yeah,
then?
I'm okay with that.
Okay, I hadn't heard. So we're going to change that to Bobby, Butcher, and Cummings. Why can't I find it on the sheet? Oh, I got it.
Something's
I've
not
got
right.
it.
Department allocations and funding.
Yeah, that's not
For, oh,
right.
for EMS. I mean, it could be on
Oh, okay, yeah, that's where I was going with that. Okay,
that.
Cummings.
EMS and fire funding.
Right. EMS and fire funding would be Cummings. Business development, Restorff, Wildison, and Schaefer. And intergovernmental is Rarick and Butcher, but we kind of scrapped that committee, so I'm just going to strike that line item. Pickleball is Ross, Wildison, and Garvey.
It's struck out too.
Right.
Oh, yeah, it's still actually, that's becomes part of the Marge Goodfellow renovation. Health and safety is Butcher, Bobby, and Ross. That's the new committee we just put together. And rental housing ordinance is Butcher, Cummings, Sarpin, and Restorff. I would entertain a motion to approve the committee appointments for 24-25.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Okay, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? My vote is aye.
You want to make a new sheet?
Oh, yeah, we'll put the directory out to February.
Okay, and we have a resolution, consider approval of resolution appointing and reaffirming the zoning hearing board appointments. And that would be William Taylor, Stephen DeBellis, and Charles Endress. I would entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Have they all agreed?
And
The
you-
only change was William Taylor's term expired at the end of '23, so he said he would agree to another 3 years.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? My vote is aye. A resolution affirming appointments to the New Freedom Borough Property Maintenance Code Board of Appeals. That would be Denise Wildison, Jenny Neubauer, Michael Weirden, Alyssa Schaefer as an alternate, and Doug Brent as an alternate. I would entertain a motion.
Make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? My vote is aye. Is there any further public comment for this meeting? Yeah, that's appropriate for, that's a good thing for a reorg meeting, if you want to talk about that.
I don't know how many of you, we all belong to PSAB. Please register so that you can go along with their webinars. They usually run from 12 to 1. As long as you sign up for it, you'll get the video later, probably about a week later. So you have a chance to go over it if you couldn't see it at the time the webinar takes place. I think it's a good organization. I think we all need to utilize them so that if we have any questions, concerns, that's a good place to go because they've been doing this a long time. They know the Borough Code. They know Robert's Rules extensively. And that's one thing that I want to discuss. Each of you got a copy of the types of motions. I think in the following years, since we have already approved Robert's Rules of Order, I think for the next 2 years, we need to make sure that we're following the motions as set forth in Robert's Rules. So I've asked Andrew to print this off for you. I would recommend also that you bring this to every meeting so we basically know what we're doing the correct way. I know we've had several instances where somebody made a motion, somebody seconded it, we went into discussion, and that particular thing that we were debating went into a
Committee?
no, well, not a secondary motion. What is it? I should know this by heart. To amend the motion. So once that motion is amended, before anything else can be done, that has to be voted on. It goes backwards. The motion, the amendment, there can be an amendment to the amendment. You have to take care of the last item first. The person that recommended or called the motion cannot just rescind it. It has to go through that. So take a look at that, take a look at all the rest of them so you know what you're doing. It's going to make it very much easier on the president and myself to keep things in proper order so we don't get ourselves in a pickle. So please, and also know that there are certain items on here that require a 2/3 vote if we want to do something.
I just think it's problematic to accept Robert's Rules as a blanket order because I brought this up before, we do some business that way, but we also do business as a small group under those rules as well. I think there needs to be a more precise exactly what you're using out of Robert's Rules and what you're using out of small group assembly for rules. And
There's only a
that
couple minor changes to the
half
small
sheet.
group. It just allows like for instance, it allows the chair to make a motion because we're a small group.
Well, Robert rules, we should be standing and we should be doing all of these things.
No, we're more informal.
If you want to raise your hand, that constitutes kind of the same thing. And it depends how far we want to go with Robert's Rules. And I mean, there are several things that it says should take place that we just kind of, you raise your hand, you don't stand up. And
It's those things that I'm saying, just want to clarify, which we're doing when and where.
well,
That's it.
why don't we you have this, take it home at the next meeting. Let's make sure that we're all in agreement with the
Why don't we do
these
this? Why
rules.
don't you make a list of what you're unsure of, or what you think we should be doing, or what you feel that we're not doing that you would like to see us do? And then we can just consider that.
Just make it more clear, make it so it's not ambiguous and when are we doing.
Keep in mind that anyone's allowed to correct the chair also. I mean, you can say, point of order, you know, you should be doing this. You could also bring us back, and we have a tendency, and I've made a commitment to myself and to everybody here that I'm going to try this next 2 years to make sure that we stay on track with the motion and stick to the discussion of the motion that's on the table. We have a tendency to get sidetracked, and I will try to pull us back in the future. But any one of you can do that. It doesn't just have to be the chair. You could say, hey, we're getting off the item that we're discussing, please come back to it. So we all have a tendency to do that.
It happens, and as the facilitator, you as a facilitator, keep it on track so that we don't have the 4 and 6 hour meetings would be fabulous.
Right, that's what I just said.
Yep, that's where
I agree.
And we can also decide how far we want to take some of the rules under Robert's rules. I mean, basically it says every member of council has an opportunity to speak the first time during discussion. Then after that, every member has another opportunity to discuss the discussion. Then that's it. Once you've spoken
And you could also vote to limit debate. I mean, some items obviously are not
Right.
worthy of spending half an hour on, so we'll try to be better about that this next 2 years. That being said, I'll quit talking about the sheet. I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
My vote is aye. Thank you.
Dennis.
Hey, Mayor.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dennis.
Okay, happy to participate.
Thanks, take care.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
Feel better.